The economy. It's become one of the main battlegrounds in the run-up to the UK's referendum on EU membership. This family-run company manufactures hovercraft, employing 15 workers in the town of Sandwich in Kent in south-east England. The boss wants out of the European Union, saying it's a block of hot air, one that brings no benefits for business.
As a small business, we struggle with a lot of the EU directives and rules and regulations out there. There are ones specific to our business as well as just general small businesses. We also have a massive problem when we want to trade with countries outside of the EU, such as Brazil. There is no trade agreement currently with the EU and Brazil, and therefore it's very, very difficult for us to do any business with them because the tariffs are so high.
Around 80% of the hovercraft made here are exported, with the vast majority going to non-EU countries. A sales pitcher blamed in part on red tape. On the other side of the debate, there are big voices in the business community, including here in London, who want Britain to stay part of the EU. They say membership makes it easier to trade and to move workers, money and goods. Scooter helps design and target digital adverts. It uses the latest technology to identify up to 22 billion potential advertising spots a day, with campaigns across Europe and beyond. Co-founder Tori Chilcott fears a Brexit would destroy London's tech status. There's a compelling business case, she says, for the UK to remain an EU member.
I think there are three fundamental reasons for us staying in Europe. First of all is talent, and the important for us to be able to take away boundaries to talent. And we need big European talent movement right across the continent. Second of all, I would say is that international feel to what we're doing. Development is all about pulling things from different places in the world. Thirdly is venture capital. Venture capital loves London, it's disruptive, it's a great hub. If we are looking at what happens next, there's no real exploration to that. So we could lose out to Berlin or Lisbon or Dublin as a tech city in Europe, and I don't think we should.
Scooter is setting its sights on almost doubling its revenue this year to more than 11 million euros. But one expert predicts turbulence ahead for the UK economy if there's a Brexit.
If there is a vote in favour of Brexit, there would be an immediate impact on the financial markets with quite some turmoil, although I think they are better prepared, including the regulatory authority, than in 2008. The effect on the real economy, on businesses in the UK, will come more slowly, but probably even heavier for the next 2, 3, 4 years, with this degree of uncertainty what the future relationship will be between the EU and the UK than outside the EU. And that will definitely dampen investment and growth.
But amid the conflicting arguments, there are lots of questions about what a Brexit would actually mean in real terms.
Look, leaving the EU on the 24th, my whole world is not going to change. I'm more than aware of that. This is a long-term goal, and the EU is, I believe, in massive problems. It's having massive difficulties throughout Europe, and it's causing various different countries issues. I believe the EU hasn't worked as everybody would hope it would work.
I'm hearing an awful lot about how the UK is going to pull out, but I'm not hearing about what's going to happen in terms of new legislation, how long it takes to bring that in. And, you know, that can take up to several years to implement. I don't hear enough, and I don't trust enough about what is potentially coming the other side of Brexit.
Which side of the economic debate will win over the most voters? Britain's future role in the EU is now in their hands.